I cannot violate the law.
Yes.
Okay? I have to follow the law. Until the child is 18 or graduates from high school, she has done that. That's what I have to do. Now, Mr. Brown, what can I do for you?
Well, I got two questions. You said go over there to the 5th floor and get a what, man?
She mad. Welcome back to Gets It Out. Today, we have a video from Modern Dating here. Without further ado, let's get to it. Without further ado, let's get to it.
And I would like for the child support to continue on until her 19 to the end of her 19th year.
How?
It stopped in September. The court
It
told
doesn't
me
work like
it
that.
stopped in September of this year. But I would like it to go to her
Entitled.
19th year because
I cannot violate the law.
Yes.
Okay? I have to follow the law. And the law in this case says that someone can collect child support until the child is 18 or graduates from high school. She has done that. So I'm going to grant the motion to terminate child support. Like I said, all I can do is follow the law, and that's what I have to do.
Her daughter is 18 and has already graduated, but she was shocked when the judge stopped the child support. She demanded another year, but he wasn't having any of it. She couldn't believe he denied her request.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So I got your motion relative to child support. And the motion claims that his child turned 18 and graduated from high school. So I contacted them, the front of the court anyway, so they could confirm that. Because generally that's all you need. All you need to do is send a copy of could be a diploma, could be the high school transcripts. Once they get proof of that, they'll stop the child support. Okay? The problem is they can't, apparently Mr. Brown does not have access to that information. So let me first turn to Mr. Brown, and then I'll hear from Ms. Dennis. Is that correct, Mr. Brown? You can't figure out if this child did in fact graduate?
No.
Hold on. What I just pushed this start video thing?
Go ahead.
I can't get the camera to come on. But,
you don't have to. I can hear you just fine.
Okay. They've been in Detroit for like 6 years or something. So, but I have like Facebook stuff. I got pictures of her graduating. She graduated in May of last year.
Hang on a second. All right. Well,
accountability
to figure out. Miss Dennis.
yes. Yeah.
You know what we're talking about?
She knows.
Here?
Let me just start off by saying is yes,
She knows.
it's going on 7 years that I've been here in Detroit. He haven't talked to my daughter since she was 12. She had life monumental moments, graduating prom. She in hair school. She graduate November of this year. So he never reached out and said congratulations, never, nothing on nothing. But it's temporary for him.
Yeah, he didn't reach out to say congratulations, but what did he keep doing? He kept doing this, and you kept doing that, right? Without a problem. And do you want more? Stand on this, Judge. This is courts. You can't push courts to do what you want to do.
Lifetime for me. She's 18 and she transitioning. So she paid for cosmetology school out her pocket, trying to make ends meet. So that little bit do help. And as far as the child support goes,
For her.
He ready to put an end to it because he don't talk to her. He don't talk to me. I done reached out, text him and everything, and it's nothing. But he could go down there to the court and say that she done and this and that. He got pictures when he don't even talk to her. My baby going through what she go through behind him. And I would like for the child support to continue on until her 19 to the end of her 19th year. It stopped in September. The court told me it stopped in September of
Then it
this year.
stops.
But I would like it to go to her 19th year because
I guess she forgot what it's called. It's child support, not adult support.
Exactly.
He can still support his daughter if she needs it and if he is in the position to do so. But expecting the judge to enforce this payment is insane. The judge can't order the father to pay child support for someone who is already an adult. She should have used another method to get extra support for their daughter. A private discussion between them would be a better approach.
I still have expenses with her. It don't stop for me, but it stopped for him, and he wrote that motion. She done with school. She done with that. He want to wash his hands.
You know what she said? I still have expenses. She said I, not she. I still have expenses. That's on you. I don't think the judge picked it up. She said I. I would have said no. I is not included in this. It's about the daughter.
Of her completely. And I feel like that's so unfair that I didn't lay down by myself. I laid down with him.
All right, I got the picture.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to tell you both something.
No, tell her.
There's a lot of things I can do.
Not him.
Sitting here today. But there's two things I cannot do. And I hope the parties understand. I can't make somebody a good father or mother. I can't do that. I wish I could. Because if I did, I would have probably very few of these cases. But I can't do that. And I wish I could, because I think your daughter deserves better. She deserves something. The second thing is I cannot violate the law. Okay? I have to follow the law. And the law in this case says that someone can collect child support
Up to 18.
Until the child is 18 or graduates from high school, whichever occurs later. Now, she has done that.
The judge made it very clear. Even if he wanted to help the mother get that extra year of child support, he couldn't, as the law doesn't allow it. Their daughter no longer qualifies for child support, so it shouldn't even be a matter of discussion. Somehow, she believes that since he wasn't a present father, child support shouldn't stop. I don't know how she came to that conclusion. It makes no sense.
Okay. By everybody's admission. So the law says that I have to terminate his child support, but I am doing it effective the date he motioned me, which is the first charge date. He motioned this on January 9. So the first charge date, somewhat close to that, is January 1. So I'm going to grant the motion to terminate child support effective January 1, 2025.
At 18, the judge can speak with the child himself.
Exactly.
Nope. Just because you have expenses doesn't mean you get to keep getting child support after your child is grown. Everyone has expenses. My ex literally encouraged my oldest not to go to school and graduate just to prolong child support.
Wow.
That was a decade ago. I'm now a grandpa, and he refuses to speak to her or be in her presence to this day.
Wow.
Dads, be strong and survive it. Moms fear the future. Can't the 18-year-old get a part-time job?
Exactly.
This was never about the daughter. This was about the mother still wanting the father to pay.
Like, I say like this, right? I show my son personally how to do so many things. He doesn't take advantage yet. But if he turns 18 and this happens, I'm going to be upset with him. Like, why is this an issue? We talk. I'm hands-on. The guy's not hands-on, but he still pays. The child is still 18. Get over it.
Child support. What is she saying? He doesn't talk to her, so child support should continue?
And what you need to do, Mr. Brown, is you need to come to the courthouse on the 5th floor Legal Assistance Center and prepare an order for me to sign, which you need to send to Miss Dennis. And the order says that your child support obligation for this child terminated on January 1 of 2025. And I will sign that. And I wish everybody the best. I wish your daughter the best.
Say one thing.
Sir, yes, sir. Can I say something too? I'll let her go first.
Stop.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Go ahead, real quick.
Hey, so the courts told me that the child support is ordered all the way until September of this year. So you throwing that order out?
There's no order saying that.
That's what the courts told me. That I called it.
I should tell you this, Miss Dennis, that unless you have paid the person to give you advice, you shouldn't rely on it. Okay? Because what I'm thinking is they may have told you what happens if she's still in high school, maybe not. Child support goes until someone graduates from high school or turns 18, whichever is later.
And this is something she probably know. She really expected the judge to put the father on another year of child support for no valid reason. I don't know where this entitlement is coming from. This case should have been over the minute she admitted the child graduated. As soon as she said the girl had graduated, case closed. His child support should have stopped when that kid graduated, at least before school started the next school year. I don't get it when people think the dads have to keep paying forever. So she really want to dictate how long that man should be paying child support. Another uninvolved deadbeat dad. People, always use birth control unless you plan on raising a kid alone.
I've had a lot of 18-year-olds still getting child support because they haven't graduated high school yet. I've had a lot of 19-year-olds who get child support because they haven't graduated high school. But this child has graduated high school and is over 18. And the law says I have to stop it, but on the effective date of a motion to stop it. This motion was filed January 9. So the closest charge date I have is January 1. And that's as far as I can stop it. Like I said, all I can do is follow the law.
Exactly.
And that's what I have to do. Now, Mr. Brown, what can I do for you?
Well, I got two questions. You said go over there to the 5th floor and get a what, man?
She mad.
Mr. Brown,
she
you're
signed
getting
out.
yourself into more difficulties. You really need an attorney to help you because so I need you to go.
You don't need an attorney.
You know where the courthouse is?
Gotta love how the court doesn't have no problem starting child support, but you need to collect the 7 infinity stones to end it.
Yeah.
Mom admitted she graduated. Case closed. There should be no reason dad should have to go to court to file an order. The original order states when child support ends. He shouldn't need to hire an attorney to end child support on an 18-year that has graduated high school. There shouldn't even need to be an order that the dad has to file. Sad there is no relationship, but the child support is done. She graduated. End of story. Why this man has to file a motions to end child support is beyond me. It should automatically stop at the 18th birthday and continue only when proven by the custodial parent that the child is still in school or for some other really good cause. I don't even know how this case made it far enough to be considered, let alone discussed as a possibility. It shouldn't even be up for discussion because it makes no sense. The issue here is that since he wasn't present in the way she expected, she felt entitled to another year of child support. But that's not how it works.
Doesn't work
You
like
can't
that, yeah.
expect a father to make additional payments to make
Not
up
at
for his
all.
absence. That's not what child support is for. It has nothing to do with whether he was a good father or not. It's not connected. She was actually fortunate that she wasn't required to make a back payment. Since her daughter had already graduated, the payments should have stopped, and because she continued receiving funds she was no longer entitled to. There was technically an overpayment. In some of these situations, it's not even about the money. Sometimes people take their ex to court just to get back at them. In this case, their daughter is already an adult. She can get a job and start earning her own income. That's why it really doesn't make much sense to make this request. Some people in the comment section agreed that he should continue paying because he wasn't present, believing it should serve as compensation for the time he missed. But they failed to understand that he was making his payments all along, and now their daughter is legally an adult and can begin supporting herself. The child's mother should not be the one dictating how long the father pays child support.
You took a lower paying job voluntarily to come to work in Dixon so you'd have more access to your children.
Yes, sir.
All right. And what were you making at the prior job?
At my prior job, I was on salary. I think I was making around 840 gross a week before taxes.
Okay. The prior child support obligation was calculated using that income, though?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the only change has been that you voluntarily took a lower paying job?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Powers, anything further?
No, sir, I believe that's everything.
How is this any different than a man who becomes voluntarily underemployed?
I didn't see any difference, Judge.
There isn't.
But this happened after the fact, after the hearing. This came about, and so.
But you agree that the only change would have been her voluntarily reducing her income, which I understand. I mean, you want to be close to your children, but
Right. He, all of his family moved to Clarksville, where he moved to after our divorce. So I don't have them to help support if anything happens with the children, which is the only reason that I ended up taking a lower paying job, was just for that support for my kids.
All right. Well, thank you. You can step down. You have anything else, Mr. Powers?
No, sir.
All right. I'm going to set aside the findings and recommendations of the child support magistrate and reinstate the original court-ordered child support. And I do that, and I make this specific finding that the only change in this case that occurred was, according to the proof, the fact that the mother took a lower paying job in order to have better access and more opportunities to be with her children. And in this court's opinion, that's a voluntary reduction of her income is identical to a man. If a man was employed at a higher paying wage and voluntarily reduced his income
same price,
have better opportunities for the children, which we see all the time, in my opinion, that would not be a basis for the reduction of his child support. In fact, it would be found to be voluntarily underemployed. So I'm just simply finding that there is no basis on those sole facts for the increase in Mr. Don Coos's child support. So I'm reinstating the original order.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
I agree with you on that fact,
Right.
but it wasn't something I could
Well,
change after the fact.
I don't blame her for doing what she did. I think she was justified in doing it, but the increase in his child support was not justified by anything that he may have done. So, all right, thank you.
We need more judges like this.
Yep.
Very fair. My ex quit her job to stay home to watch her new stepson that wasn't in school,
You should have to pay more.
and she filed for more support. The judge laughed in her face and then yelled at her for wasting everyone's time. That's your problem, not his. In Texas, they don't care what the mother makes or any of the father's bills. I have a salary job, and if something happens, I miss work and miss money, while their father doesn't miss out on anything. I don't agree with this ruling. It's good she wants to spend more time with her child, but it shouldn't be on her child's father's expenses. The judge made a valid point when he mentioned if a father were to take a lower paying job to reduce his child support obligation, that would also be deemed unfair. The same standard should apply to both. In essence, the system needs...
Man, these ladies expect the world. They expect everything to work in their favor. I'm happy to judge. Look, you may have some judges out there. They shouldn't be able to do it by law, but a lot of times their final word is bond, and they push for things to go through that shouldn't go through. And I'm happy that judge stuck to his guns and stuck to the law.
Parents are doing what they are supposed to when it comes to their financial obligations, based on what they can actually earn. not on what they choose to earn. And this is why he believed this was the right thing to do. Now she will have to either get her job back or find another that pays more. No money will come from the father as she expected. What surprised me was the comment section. Before going through it, I thought most would agree with the judge's assessment. But I was surprised when I realized that a large part of the comments was against his final verdict. They believe the only thing he should take into account is that she lost her income. Based on their understanding, since she has less money, she should be entitled to get more from her child's father. It doesn't matter why she is earning less. But fortunately, the judge was fair. He applied the same principle he would use for a father who also voluntarily reduced his income. And this is why her request was denied.
Denied. Like she should have been. Thank you for watching the video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, peace out. See you next video.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me